I felt like Sam Esmail doesn't like Friends. It doesn't like the fact that a lot of people like Friends, so he wanted to shit on it for whatever reason.
Is that why you don't like this movie? You felt personally attacked?
No, I get it.
Could you be any more petty? Welcome to A Cast with No Name. We are your hosts. I'm Jay.
I'm Matt.
I'm Coop.
And we're bumping tables. This is episode 81. This episode, we recap the best and the worst of 2023. But first, don't forget to visit our website, acastwithnoname.com, where you can listen to our entire episode library, comment on episodes, write to our email. We are also found on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. And as always, thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy the show. And if you do like the show, rate us or like us or subscribe, and that'll help us find new listeners. So we are now officially in 2024.
Yep.
Day one.
Dragging ass right now.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Brought in that new year.
Yep. Just rang it. Broke the damn bell. Overall, 2023. How'd you guys feel as far as the stuff that came out? TVs and movies, I guess.
I was like middle of the road for everything. I didn't think it was like a super great year for movies, but
I thought it was the year of fine.
yeah.
It was just fine.
Mediocrity prevailed this year.
The year of that's a thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Nothing memorable, really.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really stood out all that much. I know you just saw Godzilla -1.
Yeah.
That was the one that stood out to you. I haven't really had that experience yet this year.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably the only movie in a while, which we'll kind of get into that, but this episode we're just going to be touching on some of the worst things that we saw, a lot of the mediocre, anything that stood out. I mean, the problem is with episodes like this, after a whole year, it's hard to remember what we watched or whatever. Yeah. But we downloaded a new app that, well, it's not new. It's new to us, but just to kind of help us keep track, which is Letterboxd, and
Very
which
helpful.
has a good following with movie
a wonderful product.
Yes, it's very, very, very
Sponsor
good.
us.
And yeah, they
Send us money, please.
help us. We're poor.
Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to start?
Sure.
What are you going to talk about?
You want to start with the worst?
Sure, let's do that. That's always the most fun.
Matt's been dying to jump on it.
Not really. Not really. There's not that much to say about it. Well, I'll give you one of my worst.
All right.
All right. So do you guys remember that movie 65?
Oh, God, that's on my
Adam
list.
Driver?
Yeah.
I remember seeing a trailer. I did not see the movie.
I was excited because it was at least original, and I was looking forward to it because I like Adam Driver. I think he's pretty good. But, man, this movie is disjointed and just dumb.
No.
Just really could have been a lot better than it was.
Yeah, it was just dumb.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. I didn't understand why they were even... So they were... This is why it sucks, because I don't remember exactly why he was traveling. He was on a mission. He was selected to be on a mission.
He needed to earn money for his daughter's surgery or medicine or something like that. And so he took a job as like a transporter, like an intergalactic transporter.
Right.
And
they just so happened to crash land on Earth 65 million years ago.
And he didn't do any time travel? It's just... This whole story is just taking place 65 million years ago.
He's just on another planet. They're just humans on another planet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a more interesting story, not landing on the Earth 65 million years ago, but an intergalactic transporter to where I got to do shit to make money for... I mean, turn into John Q probably, but...
John Q in space.
Yes.
But also the... cherry on top of it was, as he's trying to escape Earth to get back to his daughter, the comet that extinguishes all the dinosaurs is coming towards Earth.
So yeah, it's a race to get off the planet.
It's time to get off the planet.
and all along fighting these vindictive Tyrannosaurus Rexes that are just have it out for him and this little girl for whatever reason. It's just such a weird... Yeah.
Disjointed, a waste of time. It was,
good acting. I mean, the acting was good from Driver and the girl. Sorry, I don't remember her name. The acting was good. Like the effects, the set design was cool, but it just the ultimate story kind of missed the mark as far as
detail was rushed.
Execution.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw it out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. One of my worst, and I put it as worst just because the worst thing I saw was probably Heart of Stone. That was a Netflix movie with Gal Gadot. She plays a spy, and they tried to have it like they had this whole spy ring and everything. That's about all I could tell you of it.
That's all that I remember.
She had to do something.
Okay, off to a good start here.
And it's I watched it the night before we did the indie PopCon recording, and Puff and I had watched it because it just came out that weekend, and we're like, all right. And a coworker of mine said, "It's like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good action piece." I was like, all right, and I watched it, and it wasn't. It is very forgettable. That movie solidified it for me that Gal Gadot cannot act.
Yeah.
The biggest benefit for her is she is attractive, and her accent hides the fact that she cannot act.
You're just kind of like, oh, she's a foreigner, so it's like,
they're like,
it's
it's just her heavily accented English, and that's why. And no, it's she cannot.
Yeah.
She should probably stop.
The Rock isn't as bad as Gal Gadot is, but he has a little bit of that. It's not as bad. Or his range, he only has a specific range.
Yeah, he plays The Rock as
Jason
The Rock
Statham.
as a character. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and Jason Statham, another person. But the difference there, though, is like Jason Statham can be in like Crank and the Transporter series and stuff like that, and be entertaining and be believable, and kind of lean into the fun to where I felt like they were trying to be very serious about this.
Was it a drama?
No. I guess so, maybe. They tried to have some, I guess, quips in there, because they tried to make it into like a spy film, and to where she's a part of the spy ring, and it sucked. It all was just not good.
Yeah.
So that was probably the worst thing that I saw this year.
The worst one, huh?
That's the worst.
That I would put that as the worst. It's not my only worst things, but yeah.
All right. Cooper, what about you?
Yeah, I think my worst was Bird Box Barcelona.
Either
one of you guys watch?
Didn't even know that was.
I really liked the first one.
Yeah.
You know, with Sandra Bullock on it, and this movie, Netflix? Netflix. Yeah.
Right.
Like whatever the virus or whatever it is that's like causing people to freak out, it starts in Europe and moves west. And so that's kind of where you come in with Sandra Bullock. Well, this is the prequel to that.
Okay.
And so it starts out in Spain, but basically the film follows a guy who is infected with the Shining or whatever, you know, the thing that makes people crazy. And so like you're seeing it through his lens, and it's just, I don't give a shit about that. Like, I'm rooting for the people that are trying to survive. I don't care about the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, the writing wasn't great. The storyline was terrible. It just wasn't the sequel that I thought I was going to get.
No.
Yeah.
What's another worst for you, Matt?
Oh, man. We don't have to talk about them, but anything that Disney produced this year other than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I mean, it was all shit from top to bottom. Like, I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanium, that was terrible. Going down the line here. Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, that was pretty terrible.
Seem to be back.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see.
But the thing that takes the worst movie for me was Leave the World Behind.
Yeah, horrible.
Terrible movie.
That's the Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was expecting a lot out of it because I like Sam Esmail, Mr. Robot. It looks great, but the movie says nothing. There's no conclusion, no resolution. An excuse for elite people to comment on society in the most nihilistic way possible, and it just isn't enjoyable to me because their lives are not affected or impacted whatsoever by everyday life
at all.
So it annoys me when people comment on the poor,
the poor, the middle class and below. Yeah.
The poor's experience with life. Anyway,
yeah, I liked it. I liked it up till the end, which there was no ending. It was just the girl finally got to watch the last episode of Friends, the series finale, and that's how the movie. Like they just got tired of writing it. We're like, all right, we're done.
I felt like Sam Esmail doesn't like Friends. It doesn't like the fact that a lot of people like Friends, so he wanted to shit on it for whatever reason.
Is that why you don't like this movie? You felt personally attacked?
No, I get it.
Could you be any more petty?
I totally get it. I understand why people don't like it because, it is a little. It doesn't reflect reality. It's a sitcom.
That's why we're watching TV. We'd be watching the news. Yeah, if I wanted
but
to.
But they hammered it home. They kept coming back to Friends.
Yeah,
it's like, why is he doing this? I guess that was the payoff.
Maybe even as society's unraveling around them, you still want to distract yourself with.
I think the point he was making was the world is coming to an end around, but I guess the daughter's supposed to represent like society, but society doesn't care at all.
Yeah.
All they care about is how does Friends end. That's the commentary they're trying to make. Yeah, they're like, we're all dumb.
Yeah.
We care about Friends more than we care about each other and the world around us.
Yeah.
It's a great insight.
For the most part, yeah.
Well, you think you're the first person to ever think of that?
We care about our phones and TikToks more so than what's actually
Every old
going
man on the porch says this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, that was my worst movie.
Yeah. The some of the other worst movies I put down, and I put them down in the worst because I actually had expectations for these. And Asteroid City.
Oh, that's on my list. Yeah,
and and
I like Wes Anderson.
I like Wes Anderson too, and I look forward to anything that he comes out with. The fantastic Sugar Hill Gang, Henry Sugar, the mysterious, I don't know, whatever he did. He did a short film for Netflix this year too, in 2023.
Yeah.
Something Henry Sugar or
I think there was like 3 little movies.
Oh, you're talking about
like 3 like short films. Yeah.
The Henry Sugar one was pretty good. I enjoyed that more so than Asteroid City. Asteroid City, I felt like it fell into the same thing. Like it looked beautiful. I love his effects and his set designs and everything, the costumes, the blocking, all that. It's just the story wasn't there for me. And it was a play within a movie, within another play, and I don't know. It felt like he suffered the same thing that Christopher Nolan and some other Martin Scorsese, to where they're so far up their own ass at this point that no one is telling them no.
Yeah.
Or no one is like trying to contain it. Because that's what I really like Grand Budapest, Moonrise Kingdom, and a lot of his earlier work and stuff. And what I think he does really well is touch on emotional beats in a unique way, and I didn't get any of that. So that's what I look forward to most of Wes Anderson, is the way he can tell an emotional story using broken characters and do it in a unique way that's interesting, that isn't done to death for the most part. But I didn't get any of that. Didn't feel anything really.
This movie was distracting for me. Like when I was trying to watch it, everything is right angles. Everything is 90-degree angles, straight up and down, straight horizontal, and everything is so symmetrical. Mm-hmm. If you go back and rewatch it, everything is centered, or if there's something on the left, there's something on the right that's almost the exact same height.
Well, that's typically his MO, though.
It's just like, I mean, it was like overboard. Like I couldn't even focus on what they were saying because I'm like, I don't know. I'm just I've drifted off by everything else. It's like, hold on, hit the rewind. Okay, what'd they say? Yeah. I just wasn't impressed by it. Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, you're fine.
I have no comment.
No, don't worry about it.
If you didn't like it, that's saying something.
I mean, I'll probably rewatch it at some point. Maybe it'll grow on me. But first time watching it didn't blow me away or anything. But yeah. So the others on my worst list, because I had expectations, was The Creator and Super Mario Brothers. The creator I put on there, it's just way too fast. Like the pacing, like it has a great idea for a story.
Yeah.
There's awesome world building, but they have awesome ideas that they never expand upon. And they have a throwaway line of dialogue that explains the reason for the whole war, and they never bring that up again. Like it turns into like if a spoiler, jump ahead for like a minute, but spoiler alert for the creator is AI and humans are fighting each other because there was a human error in a line of code that nuked Los Angeles. And the main character finds that out, and instead of being like, I should probably let a lot more people know about this because it's a false war, and so let's expose that and maybe stop the fighting. Nope. Get up to the space station and shut down the... Like, there's no point in that, no point of telling the truth to anybody. It's But they have a bunch of little stuff like that where they show you something that seems pretty cool, and then they never touch on it again. They're moving
never circle
too quickly. I think it had way too much action in it. It would have been a better movie if it didn't have as much action, but the visuals were amazing.
Amazing, yeah. The people are the replicants, I guess. Which you said that you hadn't seen this, Matt. So basically, they're robots, and they scan your face and download your memories, and you can live forever or be another person or whatever it is. But the backs of their heads are like look robotic, and I guess that's how you can tell if somebody's a replicant or a real person or whatever. But the graphics, how they do it, the way the people move and everything, I mean, it's flawless. It's a very well done.
Yeah, special effects wise, it's probably the best looking movie I've seen in 2023.
Time.
Yeah, even past couple of years, because I mean, it just blows anything by Marvel and Disney that they've been putting out visual effects wise out of the water. Weird. The other one was Super Mario Brothers, and
what didn't you like about that movie?
It's just I felt like the story could have been a lot better. If it was supposed to be about in my mind, it was supposed to be a movie about two brothers, and they separated them the entire movie. And how they can achieve anything together. So they separate them in the entire movie.
Yeah.
And
so nothing gets done because they're not together.
Nothing gets done. Their relationship doesn't evolve. I feel like it would have been a better movie story-wise and character-wise if they had it to where because everyone shits on Luigi, even the parents, and to where it could have almost been his movie showing his arc, which he did have a little bit moment at the end, but I felt like most of it was just they threw everything into that movie because I don't know if they were aware if it was going to be a hit or not. So they're like, well, we got one shot at this. Let's throw everything we can think of in this movie, whether if it makes sense to have it in there or not. I feel like the whole Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong section, that could have just been removed. And I don't know. It didn't feel like a movie to me. It just felt like, here's a bunch of shit.
It always sucks when they just try to cram everything in there. You know what I mean? Like, just do less. Like, maybe you'll get a sequel, maybe you won't, but at least the movie that you have isn't so convoluted with everything else.
Yeah. And the whole real world to Mushroom Kingdom, canon-wise, I don't think there's that much story to Super Mario Brothers, so I think they could have left the real world out of it, and they could have just had them be plumbers in Mushroom Kingdom, and that's just where they live. Yeah. They could have, and just have it be in that kind of a world. The flip-flopping back to the real world, I don't know. I just think story-wise, it could have been a lot better, but I just think it fell to, let's throw everything in there so that way everyone can relate to something, which I get, but it just feels like a non-movie. My kids liked it.
Yeah,
my kids they watched it over and over and over and over again.
It's definitely it's fan service.
Yeah. And that's what there's like fan service to the movie.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
I don't know. I think it could have just been a little bit better. It could have been like story-wise, like because especially if they were going to concentrate and they really wanted to concentrate on the two brothers, that was a very good start for an emotional story that you could actually tell that would resonate with kids, with siblings, or adults, or the same. And I just feel like they just dropped the ball on that one.
Yep.
Yeah, those were my worst one. But it's not like that I didn't enjoy Super Mario Brothers. It's just I had higher expectations for it. Same thing with the creator and Asteroid City.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, my one of my worst. I've got 2 on here, actually 2 left.
Go ahead.
Was Killer with Michael Fassbender,
Yeah.
which I was super disappointed in because I was looking forward to seeing that movie. I love everything that dude's in, and this movie just shit the bed.
That was the David
I can
Fincher
agree
one,
with
right?
you.
Yeah.
I was disappointed in that one too.
I started watching this movie, and then I guess I fell asleep or got distracted, who knows what. But like 2 days later, I was flipping through Netflix, and I was like, oh, I should watch this. And I started watching. I was like, oh, shit, I started watching this too. It was so bad I forgot that I had started watching it before. And just tuned up. Like, it blocked my mind, saved me from it.
He's going to be pissed if he realizes how much time he wasted on
exactly.
this.
That's exactly what happened. And I just fell right back into the same trap.
That movie had one good scene where he's fighting that guy down in Florida.
Yeah.
Where he goes, that fight was pretty cool. But everything else was kind of just slow. And that first 20 minutes is so damn slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where he's setting up that first. Yeah.
Well, and
it's slow.
And he's like explaining everything that he does.
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
then he
dude, I
fucks
get
up.
it. You're being careful. Yeah,
And
we
he
get
fucks
it.
up.
Yeah, and then you still fuck up. Embarrassing.
Yeah. What kind of assassin are you, man?
Yeah.
Get your shit together. What was the other one?
The other one was Rebel Moon.
That's what I have. Boom.
Yeah.
That was my
Did
other
you
one.
see it, Jay?
No.
It's space Nazis and lightsabers. They have lightsabers in it. Like, this was
They do.
supposed to be his, who's the director?
I guess they're light
Like it.
swords.
Light sword.
It's a sword
potatoes,
with a
potatoes.
Illuminated
yeah.
sword.
Yeah, an illuminated
pretty
sword,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story was terrible. They just tried to create. They did the age old like, and just instead of just running part 1 with like 2 or 3 key characters and building on them, and then maybe in the sequel you introduce a secondary character or something. They just try to cram everybody in. There's kind of a stretched out montage of them going to these different planets to get the people that are going to help them start the rebellion, and then they really have no part in it. Like, there's one big fight scene at the end, but none of those characters are ever developed or anything, so they're just kind of there. And then it ends with the bad guy dying, but don't worry, he didn't really die because they brought him back to life.
Yep.
So there's nothing at stake. Nobody loses anything. They just
You don't.
and so
you don't enjoy any of the characters that you're
No.
introduced to. They could literally not be there, and it wouldn't matter.
no. There's a 15-minute segment of a dude riding a griffin.
That's.
Just like, why is this here?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
He was so bland.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That character.
Yeah.
There's just nothing to him.
And I thought that he was going to become her love interest, the main character's love interest, but that didn't. Because it's like, well, why are we focusing on this guy so much if he's not going to be
I don't know.
one of the main dudes?
Yeah, all the characters are boring and it's not good.
Yeah, it was
And
just flat
The
the whole
visuals,
time.
there's nothing that stands out. It's
No.
like every other green screen vomit that you've seen.
Yep.
Nothing stands out.
Yeah.
So it's
And it was super.
All right, that's
hyped
not even
up.
working.
That was like
Yeah.
that's like
that's
I
his
don't know.
thing. That's Zack Snyder's visuals, and the visuals were not good.
Yeah,
They're fine.
mediocre. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing stood out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm leaning in the camp. Every time he comes out with something new, I'm kind of interested in it because he built up so much goodwill with me for Dawn of the Dead and the 2005 remake, and then the
Watchmen.
Love that
The
movie.
Watchmen.
And loved
Yeah.
Watchmen.
and but everything since then has just kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And he spent 10 years on Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
He spent 10 years rewriting that so it wasn't so much Star Wars, because it was originally a Star Wars movie, and then he spent 10 years to kind of work on it to get it further away from it, and I'm like, you spent 10 years on something and that's it. And I haven't seen it, so I'm just speaking out of turn, but it's like he just sucks. Like, I think he needs a different producer. He shouldn't produce his own stuff.
Yeah.
And I think he should.
He's not a good writer.
No,
he's not.
He's just with Watchmen and Dawn of the Dead. I feel like he's better when other people write his materials, and then he can visually tell a story.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I mean, James Gunn wrote Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
He's a great writer. And then, obviously, Watchmen's based off of the graphic novel. So,
Which, like you said, like him kind of bringing things to
to the screen. Like if you've ever read Watchmen, right? The comic book.
Half of it.
Okay, but I mean it's basically like a shot for shot panel.
Yeah,
for
he
panel
did a lot
the
of
comic
like
book.
panels.
It's awesome. Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Rebel Moon even had a cantina scene.
Yeah, it did.
But it was a gay bar.
Of course, Netflix.
I'm like, it can't even. There's no originality anymore. No. It's like, oh, that's different. I'm like, how? How is this different?
No.
Well, they're gay in this one.
It's a gay bar.
But it's a gay
but
cantina.
they're gay. See?
So way different.
That's interesting.
Way
right?
better. Absolutely.
No, it's not. There's nothing interesting about that. Anyway, that's all I had in my worst.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you guys have anything for mediocre other than like the whole slate of 2023?
Here's what I have on my fine list that I remembered watching. Barbie, Oppenheimer, Knock at the Cabin, Creed 3, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Part 2, Reptile, Elemental, and The Flash.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing stood out of any of those to me.
Yeah, I either put it in the category like or dislike. I didn't really.
Yeah.
No middle ground for me.
Yeah. I have Dial Destiny.
Ooh.
It's fine. It's okay. I mean, I had very low expectations going in. I had a feel. I was like, okay, this could be the biggest piece of shit, but it's the last Indiana Jones movie, and to me, it wasn't the biggest. It could have been a lot worse. I mean, it wasn't great by any means. It's not going to match up to movies that I've seen since I was a kid. But I think for what it did, I think it was fine, considering the guy's like 80,000 years old.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, Dial of Destiny, Oppenheimer is fine.
Yeah, I want to love it.
Yeah,
I want to.
I think everybody wants to love it, and then you have the small section of people that are just like, "Oh yeah, it's so good. I saw it like 18 times in theaters." Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, why?
I mean, no, just so it makes them feel smarter, I guess. They're like, "Oh, I enjoy this," so other people.
I understand it.
Anyone who doesn't enjoy it as much as I do are stupid. So I feel like that's like the group that's, from what I read online, that's like the most vocal that are praising the movie. I think it's going to go the other direction of Interstellar. Interstellar came out, not a lot of people liked it. I think it has a lot more larger fan base now than what it did when it came out. This, I think, will go the other way to where other people watch it and be like, yeah, it was just kind of bloated and too long and boring.
Yeah.
First 2 hours are great. Mm-hmm. Just cut it. Just stop it. Just roll the credits.
I still have not seen it, and like I'm like, I just can't do 3 hours. Like, and it's like I could break it up. But I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. You know, I don't know. It's just sorry. Sorry.
Oh,
listeners.
Killers of the Flower Moon would be on my fine list too.
Yeah.
That movie is, guys. They need to stop doing this. It's too long.
How long is that movie?
It's like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's way too long.
No one will tell them no.
Wrap it up.
It's a great story, and I think it warrants a movie, but an hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
To get the point across.
Yeah.
Make it crisp. Make it nice.
Keep it tight.
Keep it tight. You don't.
When I see really long movies like that, like after I've watched it, I'm like, what is that scene there for? Did it need to be there? No. That could have saved me.
Yeah.
5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Boom. Yeah. There's your hour 50 movie, and everybody's home for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the case.
My other ones on the fine list are BlackBerry and Tetris. 2 corporate dramas, I guess. Tetris, I feel like took too many liberties. The documentary on YouTube from the Gaming Historian, I think, is a better
movie.
Yeah, and it was like, and it's all just done with like stock footage of like pictures and stuff like that. So it's not like they interviewed anybody. It's just him presenting information as far as what was happening. It was okay. I was entertained while I watched it. I enjoyed watching it, but it didn't blow me away. I think it could have been a lot better. Drama-wise, especially if they got somebody that writes political stuff, because there was a lot of politics in it, a lot of business jargon and shit like that. I mean, like if they had Aaron Sorkin do it, I feel like it could have.
Is that Ecstasy of Order, the Tetris Masters?
No, it's just called Tetris. It has Taron Egerton. I think it's on Apple TV. Yeah, I mean, Could have been a better movie than what it was.
What was
but
the?
it was fine.
There was another movie in that same vein. I think it was called Dumb Money about the GameStop.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
That looks good.
That was good.
That's one thing I haven't seen this year.
Yeah, I'd like to see that because that's actually when I joined Reddit. It was during that whole thing because I wanted to find out more information, but it was all happening on Reddit, so that's why I started going to that site or whatever.
Right.
So, but yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
It's amazing how fast they make movies. That happened like a year and a half ago. And
I watched that, and it's good. It's worth watching.
You watched it?
Yeah. It's some people just kind of like they were in the know with like the Reddit thread and stuff, so they were part of it, and they made like $10 million, and they were like, "Fuck it, it's free money. We're just gonna let it ride." And like now they're still live in a van. Like they just never did anything with the money, and they just let it ride. It's just gone. Yeah, now it's just gone. They're still where they started, and they're like perfectly happy. They didn't give a shit. It's just I don't know. It's kind of wild. Then other people like mortgage their houses to invest it like after it was already going down. And then they talk about how Robinhood froze accounts so that you couldn't buy it anymore. And it's pretty wild documentary. Highly recommend. Yeah,
cool.
And then Blackberry, which was fine, is very superfluous view. I feel like it didn't really get into the nitty gritty of anything. And it just felt like any other kind of corporate drama, like the rise and fall of whatever, like you're losing your way But it was fine. Glenn Howerton did amazing in the movie. I thought he was good. He had some Dennisisms from Always Sunny that were in there. But no, I mean it was fine.
Yeah, I thought Knock at the Cabin. Like M. Night Shyamalan to me, he always has stretches in his movies that are really interesting, and I'm like, oh man, if if he can just keep this going, this is gonna be a great movie. That movie like suffered like the first 20 minutes is really good and you're really interested, and then as it goes, you're kind of just like, this is so dumb, I feel like, and that's I had the same feeling with Old.
Oh yeah, I just watched that the other day. Yeah,
where it's kind of interesting. Like, okay, what's going on?
This
here?
is an interesting concept,
and then you're like, all right, this is stupid.
Well, it doesn't. That movie was so inconsistent with like what was happening on the beach. Like the mid-sized sedan, the rapper was there overnight and was still the same age.
Yeah, and
then I don't think he ever aged or anything before he was killed, but everybody else was aging around him. Kind of. I don't know. It was a weird
movie, and I think the most overrated movie of the year is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Part 2.
Yeah.
I heard
everyone is like, oh, it's one of the best movies. Then like,
but it drops off at the end, right? Like there's no conclusion for the third. I'm not going to watch it until the third part comes out.
Right. But I enjoyed the first one way more than this one.
The first one was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Into the Spider. I didn't even see the first one. I don't think.
First one's really good.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
I like the look of those movies.
Yeah, looks really good.
But
all right, well, what was on your best?
Well, I have several on the best. What I got? In no particular order. On the bottom, I think I have 6 movies. So on the bottom 3 of the best, I have Guardians 3, Barbie, and Air. I put Barbie on there because at least it was different. The set design was good. Costumes were good. The acting was great. It was funny. Got preachy at the end, but when it started getting preachy at the end, I paused it and I turned to Christy. I was like, "Yeah, you could say the same thing about guys too. Like it's just part of being human. It's just being a person. It sucks. Sometimes it's shitty. Sometimes it's good. A lot of times people don't take you seriously. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. Yeah. I was like, some of this shit's just so universal. But I mean, it was fun. It felt like people had an idea and they wanted to execute it, and I feel like that they, from what I'm aware of, they executed it very well. So thought it was good. Guardians 3, one of the more emotional movies as far as getting an emotional reaction that I saw. Is a good wrap up. And Air, I thought, was just all around solid. It was entertaining. I don't like basketball. I don't buy Nikes. if I do, they're like the old classic sneakers or something like that. But like, so I'm not a huge sports person. I'm not a huge shoe guy. Coop, I know you're into.
I've got a couple.
You got a couple
Yeah.
pairs. But yeah, but I mean, it was entertaining. It was good. I thought Ben Affleck did great. Everyone was enjoyable in it.
Yep.
It was funny. It was a good little corporate drama comedy kind of a thing.
Yep.
Haven't seen it.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
on my best list.
Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, that's something that's like been on my list to watch, and things just kind of keep.
It's really good.
Jumping
They
in front of
they didn't actually cast someone to play Michael Jordan. I thought it was a brilliant choice to do that. So he's
So they
he's
just
in
kind
the
of talk
movie,
about
but
him, like
they-
around him. It's like
right.
around him. Okay.
You don't see his face or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So
They probably couldn't afford the licensing for his.
um,
Yeah.
probably.
I think they
Probably.
said they didn't show him because it would be just distracting.
Yeah.
No matter
Yeah.
who they got,
It would be a
like,
Michael
that's
Jordan
not-
movie, right? Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Affleck
yeah.
said
That's a
he's-
good choice. Yeah.
Like Jordan is larger than life. Like you can't cast him because it's not going to work. Other things on my list here. These are more surprises. That's why they made the best list. Saw X.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I cannot believe how good this was.
Really?
Yes. Very good.
I like the first one. I love the first one. I'll still watch
Yeah.
the first one to this day.
Yeah.
After that, it kind of spun out for
It's
me.
actually so it's a prequel. It's between 1 and 2.
Okay.
So he goes to Mexico because there's an experimental cancer treatment.
The okay, yeah.
The guy.
Jigsaw, yeah.
That's why this movie's way better, is because he's in it. He's the main character.
Gotcha,
You're
okay.
following him the whole time.
Okay.
And he's a great actor and all that stuff. And he's actually an actual character with depth and
Okay, yeah.
It's interesting.
He's not just a killer
yeah,
that you
he's
see in
just
the
not
shadows.
Yeah. But anyway, he goes to Mexico to get experimental cancer treatment, and they're it's like a hoax.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
Fugazi.
Yeah.
They're taking his money from him. It's
Yeah.
like $100,000 or something.
And they fucked with the wrong guy.
They fucked with the wrong guy. They do such a good job of making these people out to be just terrible people.
Yeah.
To the point where you're like rooting.
Rooting for the bad guy.
You're like, yeah, fucking, rip his arm off. And I just wasn't expecting it. So
Okay, yeah.
acting was good. Storyline was good. There's a nice little twist at the end there. It wasn't like ridiculous.
Okay.
So probably the surprise of the year for me. Air's on there. John Wick Chapter 4.
Yep. That's on my top
Just
3.
an awesome action movie. It is long.
Yeah.
Another
It's
movie.
long. The story sucks, but visually and
It's
action
it's
wise,
pretty awesome.
they did more different things to
Yeah.
kind of keep you entertained. And
Yeah. And the best movie I've seen so far, and I haven't seen Godzilla -1. It's They Clone Tyrone.
Yeah.
That's my favorite movie
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah. I would say so.
That-
Also. Yeah.
yeah, it was a very pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone acted well in it.
Awesome.
I mean, I think we did an episode on it.
Yeah,
didn't
we did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Cool little twist at the end there.
Yeah.
I like that movie so much. I watched it, and then like 2 days later, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to watch this movie again."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's definitely is a tie between that one and Godzilla -1 for me as far as the best.
Yeah.
And just because I enjoyed, I had fun watching They Clone Tyrone. It
Yeah.
was just
Yeah,
a fun,
it was
unique
fun.
story. A little bit of good sci-fi, a little bit of mystery, great acting. Characters are well developed. Godzilla -1 though, this one, the wife and I watched, I think, a couple days after Christmas, and it blew me away. Like I'm not a fan of monster movies. But monster movies work better when it's a metaphor, and it's definitely a metaphor in this, and he's definitely a monster. It's not the bullshit 2014.
Yeah.
Oh, the savior of our city. I was like, that fucker just killed 100,000 people in the
Yeah.
building, and people are like, yay, he's our city. And they're like, no, that's the dumbest shit.
Godzilla and Kong must team up to save us from the other subterranean
Yeah.
monsters.
Yeah, a little
And
lizard
Hollow
brain.
Earth.
is
Yeah,
gonna-
lizard brain and monkey brain,
Yeah.
have come together. Yeah.
Yeah, but you care about the characters in Godzilla -1. The characters are well thought out. They have arcs. The metaphor is handled with intelligence. It's just all around good. This movie has probably been the first movie in the past 5 years that made me excited to watch a movie.
Would you see it again in theaters?
I mean, if I had time,
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm definitely buying it. It's gonna be the first, and I don't buy movies really much anymore. But it's gonna be the first movie in a long time that I'll be buying, and I'm gonna watch the shit out of the bonus features. Like it's, I haven't responded to a movie like that in a long time.
Okay.
It's really, really good. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite of the year. And I honestly, it should win the Oscar for Best International, and it should be nominated at least for Best Picture, because everything else has been dog shit this year, I feel like, compared to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I want to see it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
And
I had no intentions to see it until I talked to you
2-hour
about
movie.
it. Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
And it feels like the story that they're telling was like a 3-hour movie. Not to say that the pacing was off. Like a little bit in the second half, the pacing kind of gets a little slow, but it's it feels like they crammed a bunch of story into 2 hours, because it felt like, wow, that didn't feel like 2 hours because of the amount of story that you were exposed to. They told it so well that it made it go by quick, but it made it feel like it was a longer story because it spans over several years.
When movies are paced like that, like normally I'm like, okay, like this slow movie, like as long as they're building towards the end, or you know what I'm saying, like they're building towards something, it's an integral part of the movie. That's fine. Like it doesn't have to be fast paced the whole time for me, but if you're gonna be slow paced, it needs to have a point.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily slow paced. It's just you're exposed to. It's like watching Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's like that movie's like 2 hours 20 minutes, and you just feel like you go around the world,
building,
like it's an adventure film. To where this had the similar feel, even though the geographically it was a smaller area where they were at, but and it's not like they hid Godzilla from you. It was like
he's up front.
First 10 minutes, like he's in there fucking shit up.
Yeah,
and but you're so invested in the characters that even though Godzilla doesn't have a lot of screen time, you don't care because you're more interested in the actual characters.
Yeah.
And then when Godzilla does show up, then you're frightened for him. You want them to get away.
Survive,
you want them to survive. And God, it killed it. So fucking good. But it's
I want to watch it now.
I haven't seen anything better this year. But they originally were supposed to start filming and doing it, but COVID happened. So then the guy who wrote and directed it took the 2 to 3 years to tweak the story. And it pays off when you like really care about the story that much and you dial it in and really know what you're doing and what you want to go after. I mean, that movie made Hollywood look like a bitch. Yeah, like it's so good.
That's awesome, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I'm going to list off some movies here that are coming out in 2024 and see if you're excited about it or not.
Well, shit. Wait, hold on. What was your favorite?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I had we kind of already touched on some of my favorites earlier, but two of them that were kind of sleeper movies for me was No Hard Feelings.
Yeah, that was fun.
It wasn't super cringy. It had a lot of good, like, funny one-liners and stuff in it.
I enjoyed that a lot. Really well written. It was funny. It wasn't
nothing too heavy-hearted or anything like that. It was just kind of a light, fun. Yeah,
it's kind of ballsy too. Like in the script, it's like, okay, you're going to be on the beach naked and you're going to fight people.
And fight people
She's
naked.
Like,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, who cares?
But I wasn't expecting that.
No, at all. No.
It was funny.
And then I also liked Maggie Moore's.
Maggie Moore's.
It's based on a true story, which, you know, who knows how much of it is true or not once it made it to the film. But it's like a detective, a lady is murdered, and it's shot through the lens of the detectives trying to figure it out and her husband who had her murdered. So it's a mystery from the detective's point of view, but you're also watching the murderer kind of try to get away with it.
Oh.
Go watch it.
What's it?
Is it still recording?
Maggie Moore's.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, John Hamm and Tina Fey.
Tina Fey. Yeah.
John Slattery directed it.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Some Mad Men connections here.
Yeah.
And it's on Hulu. Looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Check it out. Yeah.
Oh, the dude from Ted Lasso's in it.
Yeah, the coach.
Yeah.
Nate.
Yeah.
There's a lot of funny parts in it too. It's not too
Too heavy.
it's not like a creepy murder movie. You know, it's kind
Not
of
like Seven or something.
Yeah,
That's-
no, nothing like that. But
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll
you'll
probably
enjoy
watch it.
Yeah.
So 2024.
2024.
Yeah, let's
Looking
hear it.
ahead.
Looking ahead. All right. Deadpool 3. Are you excited for it?
Yeah,
I am too.
I'm looking forward to it.
I do enjoy Deadpool, and I'm curious to see what Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Coming back as Wolverine.
Yeah. I want to see him in the. We've seen the clip of him walking next to Deadpool in his. I don't know if that's his classic blue and yellow.
blue and yellow.
His '90s outfit,
Animated series costume. Yeah,
we'll see how if that's the final suit that he wears in the movie.
Yep. And I'm interested in how they're going to write this, connecting it to the MCU. If they're going to try to use this as a vehicle to like reset something.
I hope not.
This is the only Marvel Cinematic Universe movie coming out next year.
Oh wow,
They pushed everything else back.
good.
Oh,
It's oversaturated.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like they're gonna restart it somehow using this in some plot device.
They could. I mean, because I think at the end of Deadpool 2, he had access to Cable's time machine or something like that.
Oh yeah, and he
Going
went back
in
and
time,
reset a
doing
bunch of
shit.
stuff. I really hope they don't do that. They already did that with the X-Men.
Yeah,
New
Days of
class,
Future Past.
Days of Future Past. Yeah.
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 I feel like they're gonna.
Just gonna keep.
They have to
resetting
use
it.
the X-Men
Just keep
somehow.
resetting
I
it.
mean, they own them, and they can use them as much as they want. So, and I think this character's more popular than,
Yeah, at
the
the
Marvels
time,
and
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
X-Men was
Yeah.
the comic book. It was like the X-Men and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then Batman.
Yep.
But yeah, because the Avengers, no one really gave a shit about the Avengers until they started doing
Yeah.
the movies earlier on. But
So, are you looking forward to it, Jay? Deadpool 3? Would you
Yeah, I'll
go
watch
see it?
Yep.
All right. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Not so much.
It's a prequel.
Nah. Nah.
I'll give it a shot, but it does disappoint me that it's not Charlize Theron's
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
I think she deserves her own movie because she was
good
by
in
far
it.
the
Yeah.
best part. And I love Mad Max Fury Road. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
And she's awesome in it. And if I was her, I'd be pissed. I'm like, wait a second.
Did she just not get the booking for it, or did it? Or
I
did
don't
she
know.
opt out? Who knows? She
they
might
love
not have even wanted
prequels.
to do it. Yeah.
They love prequels for
Yeah.
whatever reason. Anyway,
They, yeah, who knows if they plan on trying to have that be its own spin-off series or something. But no, I'm kind of looking forward to that. Just because of what George Miller does with like the action and choreography
really
and everything.
good.
It's awesome.
it is awesome.
Which I wish he would come out with a Mad Max trailer or just a Furiosa or whatever. But I wish they would be like from the director of Babe. And Happy Feet.
Yeah.
And like they need to promote it like that and then just have the Mad Max.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
All right. Godzilla times Kong, the new empire.
No.
Don't even know why they're still making those.
No,
Because they're still making money.
because they're making. That's right.
That's wild.
The
After Godzilla -1, huh? They're still doing this?
different production.
Yep. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I'm looking at that right now, and I didn't even know that was on the docket.
It's coming out
for
Memorial
2024.
Day, yeah.
I'll see it.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I mean, I like the...
Yeah, I think it's a new trilogy, right?
Yeah.
So
It's Caesar's kid.
yeah.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Jay and I were talking last night that we're gonna have an
original.
the OG, the '68
Yeah, because I have the
Planet of
box
the Apes
set
viewing
over
Yeah.
there.
Oh, we
Five of
are?
them. Do you have all five of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I actually wouldn't mind watching that.
Let's do
I've
it.
never seen it all the
We
way
just
through.
do it on like a Saturday. And
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
knock them all out.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
I'm down for that.
I did like the Rise, Dawn, and War.
I like those two.
Those
yeah.
are good.
Yeah.
I
they
saw
are.
Rise and Dawn. I never saw War.
It's good. Woody Harrelson's great in it.
Yeah, he
That's
is.
what I hear.
He's
Yeah.
a good bad guy.
But I really liked Rise, Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Like that, I thought was awesome.
Yep.
Matt's favorite was the one with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah, the Tim Burton one. That's cool.
I still don't understand that ending.
Had nothing to
I
yeah,
have no
nothing.
idea
Yeah,
what
why
they
he
were
was
going
like, let's
for.
just make a twist at the end.
It
And
doesn't
then
make any sense.
never extrapolate on it. Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Joker, Folie à Deux.
No,
This is the sequel to Joker, and it's a musical
don't-
with Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn.
I don't care.
It's gonna be Stupid.
What is with Harley Quinn being in the mix so much?
I don't
like
know.
This past 10 years, it's just like
people are
Hollywood
horny.
just can't get enough of it. A female Joker is
Yeah.
what they want. Yeah.
What is it? Yeah.
I have a feeling this is going to be just awful.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're making it a musical.
It'll be awful, but they'll praise it because Lady Gaga's in it, and it's a female leading
well, and it's
role.
It's
And
unique.
it's the sequel too.
It's unique. No one's ever seen a musical comic book movie before, so let's do it.
Nobody thought there might be a reason for that, huh?
No one did. No one did. All right. A Quiet Place, day one.
Oh, I'll watch that.
I do enjoy. Quiet Place.
I actually just watched the second one.
Is Jim directing it?
Nope.
No.
Oof.
Nope. It's got Jaimin Hansu, Lupita Nyong'o,
Hey.
and a bunch of other people I've never heard of.
And I'm guessing this is also the.
I don't know. I'll probably watch it. I like the first.
The first two are good.
Yeah, first
Yeah.
two were good.
Yeah.
So this is a prequel, you said? To
Yeah, day one. It's the first day when they arrive.
So they kind of. Okay.
Yep.
Do we think it takes place in the same small town? Because you kind of see that
I think
in
it's
the
going to
second.
take place in one day.
In the beginning of the second one, you see kind of how things are moving through the town, and they're running and to get away and stuff. So I wonder if it takes place in the same town or maybe a different city or something that you can see,
Could.
like a different invasion style or something like that.
Now John isn't directing, but he did co-write the script.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So he's involved.
Yeah.
Speaking of John Krasinski, his new movie coming out. I'm not gonna lie, it looks underwhelming to me.
Really?
It looks generic.
It looks properly whelmed. You will be whelmed.
It looks very whelmed. Maybe my kids will like it, and that's obviously who they're going for. It's the audience, but
Yeah.
I mean, am I looking forward to it?
I think the next one that's coming out that I'm looking forward to is by Argyle. That's in February.
Yeah. Matthew Vaughn.
Yep. From the Twisted Mind of Matthew Vaughn, which I've never associated a twisted mind to Matthew Vaughn before because it's
Argyle,
not that twisted. But
an introverted spy novelist, is drawn into the activities of a sinister underground syndicate.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And Sam Rockwell. I mean, just that by itself.
Is he in it?
Yeah, he's like the main spy that's protecting the novelist. And then you have Bryan Cranston. You have
Henry Cavill and Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people in that.
Nice.
Bryce Dallas Howard and
Oh yeah.
Dua Lipa, Dua Lupo.
Dua
Dua
Lipa.
Lipa.
John Cena.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely looking for.
I mean, it's definitely going to be just like a fun, batshit thing.
Kind of like Bullet Train.
Yeah,
Something like
that.
that.
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Did that come out? No, that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Fuck. Inside Out 2.
Pass.
That's the big Pixar movie coming up.
I didn't see the first one. So
I think
feel
Inside
like
Out
The
is
first one's pretty good.
Inside Out is a near perfect movie,
Yeah.
and they shouldn't make a sequel to it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be. I don't know. Maybe they'll Toy Story 2 it.
Maybe.
Although I think Toy Story 2 is a lesser film of Toy Story, but
I agree.
Isn't there a Toy Story movie coming out this year too?
No.
No.
2 years.
No, 2 years.
There's another one. Toy Story 5. Jeez.
They're made of plastic. That's gonna.
I
They're
know.
gonna make
They
it for
last
10,000 years.
forever. Yeah.
All right. Here's one that Jay's gonna be looking forward to.
Okay.
Gladiator 2.
Oh yeah.
God, yes. Thank
November.
God. I always wanted to know what happened to that nephew.
Follows Lucius, the son of Maximus's love, Lucilla, after Maximus's death.
I'm not excited about this
I'm
at
not
all.
either. I'm not either.
No. All right. Well, take note. This is what's going to happen.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
going to be made emperor, and then he's going to have his back stabbed. Not literally, but they're going to overthrow him and just throw him into slavery. And then he's got to fight his way back up.
And then
to the
he
top.
becomes a gladiator.
Yeah, he becomes a gladiator.
Okay.
And I guarantee it. It's going to be that.
You
bullshit.
think so?
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, it makes
It's going to be
sense.
that fucking stupid. It's going to be the exact same story, but instead of a general, he's the emperor.
Yeah.
And then they overthrow him.
Because how else is he gonna? How else are they gonna work this kid into the Coliseum?
it.
Yeah.
I get it. All right.
And
You're
then,
probably right.
And then he's going to, his wife and kid will probably be burned.
Yep.
And he'll have to just do.
He's going to be feeling like.
Now, what they
cotton.
should do.
Is it cotton this time and not wheat?
They need to. Now, if they want to make it interesting, is have him be the emperor. They kill his family. They overthrow him. He doesn't become a gladiator per se. He's not in the Colosseum or any of the rings. It's just a straight Roman revenge film to where he's just running and slitting throats and going to bathhouses or whatever the fuck they do.
See, I hate when they do that kind of shit. Because it's like, does this have to be a sequel? Like, it could just be its own thing.
It could be
Call
its
it
own
something
thing.
different. You know what I mean? Call it Lucius or whatever, or just change the character names. It doesn't have to take place in the same universe as Gladiator. I mean,
how are you gonna?
They're gonna try to.
Audience?
They're gonna try to. When did that come out? 2000.
And
like
it might
24
be-
years later, you probably don't have that same.
They're trying to
pull.
Top Gun it.
It
And now
might
they're-
have been its own thing.
They're gonna have to work Russell Crowe into it somehow. Like, what are we gonna do? A fucking dream sequence?
Yeah.
Or, like, why? Just have it be its own
Uploaded
thing.
in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Body shaming.
I ate a lot of sausage.
But no, it might have been its own script, and then they
Decided to
they did the same thing with
wrap it in.
Die
Yeah.
Hard with a Vengeance. It was a movie called Simon Says.
Oh, no shit.
just
Okay,
made
I
it
didn't know
into a
that.
Die
They
Hard
just were
movie.
like, okay, yeah. Huh.
Venom 3.
No.
But anyway, Ridley Scott won't rest until he fucks all of his movies.
I think you're right. Yeah.
He's like, you
probably
remember how
right.
great this was? Well, I'm going to make it worse.
White Squall 2. The Rising Tide.
Red Tide.
Red Tide. Yes. Venom 3. Looking forward to that.
I couldn't watch either
second
one of
one.
those.
I couldn't either.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen
I
any
couldn't
of
make
them.
it all the way through. They're just
terrible.
terrible. They're both terrible. I can't believe they're making a third one.
They made money.
Good old Sony.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice 2. Comes out in September.
I'll probably wait for streaming on that one.
Beetlejuice is such a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed they're doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're doing
Yeah.
this.
I want to
Who asked
see
for
Michael
this?
Keaton in nothing but comedies. But I'd like it to be a different comedy.
Yeah, I know. I'll watch it, right? Like, I watched The Flash because all I wanted to see was Michael Keaton as Batman. And it was fine, you know? It's
I don't
kinda
get
fun watching him.
I don't get the 20-year sequel thing. Like, why are we coming out with sequels 20, 30 years? When did Beetlejuice come out? 84?
Yeah, it's because
85, 40
because
years
everyone who
almost?
grew up watching those movies are now producers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they made a lot of money with Top Gun Maverick,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
they're just like, what?
Let's
what
recycle.
else was popular?
Yeah.
It worked one time.
time.
Let's
Yeah.
not forget Anchorman and Dumb and Dumber
Yep.
2.
Yeah.
And,
Dumb and Dumber.
yeah, all the times it didn't work.
Yep. Mufasa, the Lion King.
No.
No.
What?
Simba, having become king of the Pride Lands, this is coming out next Christmas, by the way,
Okay.
is determined for his cub to follow in his paw prints while the origins of his late father Mufasa are explored.
Jesus Christ. Is it a live action or is it animated?
It's the live action one.
No.
No.
They need to just go back to
Stupid.
good old 2D cartoons, bud.
No, never doing it. Madam Web.
No.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't
It's
know what
a
that is.
Spider-Man spinoff. So,
What?
There's
I-
enough characters in the
I'm
main
not-
vein
yeah,
of Spider-Man that
I'm not
to
balls
do,
deep in
yeah.
Spider-Man enough to know who she is or...
Here's what I'm looking forward to: The Fall Guy
Yes, that looks
with
fun.
Ryan Gosling,
Yeah.
David Latish, the guy who directed John Wick.
Yep.
He plays a stuntman who left the business a year earlier to focus on both his physical and mental health. He's drafted back into the service when the star of a mega-budget studio movie, which is being directed by his ex, goes missing. It's got Emily Blunt in it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be a good movie.
Yeah.
I'll go see that.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is like a sequel or a prequel or like Despicable Me 4. And
You got your Dune 2 coming
Dune
out next
2.
year,
Oh,
Dune 2.
this year.
I'll go see it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, looking forward to that one. Yeah, I mean,
So far, 2024 is looking like it would be better than 2023.
yeah.
But
We'll see.
we'll see.
I haven't even touched on all the Netflix and Prime movies that are being released, so could be some good ones there. Yeah.
Yeah, should be better than last year.
Yep. Oh yeah. What was the top grossing movie this past year, fellas?
Barbie.
No, it was movie,
Movie,
like not concert movie.
not concert movie. Domestic, like
Oh,
in the
okay.
US.
Yeah, wasn't it Barbie?
Yep, it was Barbie.
Yeah. I was gonna say that or the Taylor Swift eras
That was number 10.
thing.
Oh, God.
That was number 10.
Number 2 was the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Oh.
Made $574 million.
God, I would have expected
Then
that to be
Spider-Man,
number
Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Oppenheimer, The Little Mermaid, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanium, John Wick Chapter 4, Sound of Freedom, and then the Taylor Swift movie. Yeah. So people are still going to movies.
Yes.
2. There's nothing else to do.
Well, just make a good movie and people will go see it.
Will see it. But they don't
Yeah.
have to. That's the thing, though, right? Like they don't have to make good movies because they know we're still gonna go out there and do it.
Yep.
Go see it. Yeah.
Yep.
No. Say that to the Marvels.
Oh my goodness.
Say that to Ant-Man. Say that to everything else that did not make money.
Yep.
Oh well. Next time.
Yes.
We're gonna kind of go back in time to a time when Disney wasn't shitting the bed all the time, just some of the time, but they were still experimenting and throwing out random movies. So we're gonna be kicking off. I guess technically by the time this gets posted, fuck it, I don't know. But we're talking about Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say we're gonna kick off the new year, except by the time you hear this, it's already
The new year.
yeah.
It's been kicked off.
But yeah, we're gonna try not to leak as we talk about Flight of the Navigator
Nice.
and compliance.
Yeah.
So, till next time, Matt.
Till next time, Jay.
Until next time, Jay.
Till next time, Coop.
Until next time, Murph.
Till
Matt.
next time, Coop. Doctor.
Doctor.